In the heart of Uganda, where the moonlight kisses the water, there flows a river that remembers every whisper. Every name, they say it listens. They say it punishes, and those who mock its spirit never seen again. This is the story of the river that knows your name, a tale of pride, forgiveness, and the power that sleeps beneath the water. River Ajei. The river that knows your name. Long ago, before bridges crossed the rivers of Teso, there was a wide, calm stream called Ajei, a river people believed could listen, remember, and even whisper. The villagers fetched water there carefully. No one washed clothes or bathed in it after sunset, for they said the river had ears, and whoever angered it would hear their name called from the deep. But no man could listen. But one man, Ajei, a young fisherman with a proud heart, did not believe such tales. It's just water, he would laugh. Spirits do not live in rivers, fish do. He mocked the elders, ignored their warnings, and went fishing late at night. When no one else stared, the first night, nothing strange happened. The second night, the wind blew softly and whispered through the reeds. On the third night, everything changed. As Ajei cast his net, the river grew still and the frogs went silent. Then from across the water, a voice murmured, soft, clear, and chilling, Ajei. He froze. He turned, thinking it was a friend, but the bank was empty. Only moonlight shimmered on the surface. He threw his net again, laughing nervously. The voice came again, this time closer. Ajei, why do you mock the river that feeds you? His torch went out. The light and water around his canoe began to rip in circles. Glowing faintly, shapes moved beneath. Not fish, but faces, pale, ancient faces, looking up at him through the water. Panicking, Ajei roared towards the shore, but the boat would not move. The river's current pulled him deep and deeper into the unknown. He shouted for help. Villagers came running with torches, calling his name, but by the time they reached the bank, his canoe floated empty. Only his fishing net drifted by, tangled with river reeds and something else, a single white shell that glowed softly in the dark. The next morning, the elders gathered and said, the river has spoken. Ajei's pride was heavier than his respect. From that day, no one fished after sunset again. When the wind passed over the water, they said you could still hear a voice calling softly, Ajei, as if the river still remembers the one who laughed at its power. And so people learned, never mock what you do not understand, especially when it breathes and listens in silence. Many seasons passed after Ajei's disappearance. Children grew up hearing the warning, never fish after sunset, and never mock the river. But time makes people forget. A new generation rose, one that no longer feared the old stories. Among them was Ajei, Ajei's granddaughter, a brave and curious young woman. She had heard the tale of her grandfather 1,000 times and wanted to know if it was true. The river took him because he disrespected it, her grandmother said one evening. Then I will go and honor it, Ajei replied. Maybe the river will forgive our family. So one night, when the moon was full and silver mist floated above the water, Ajei walked to the banks of River Ajei. She carried a calabash of milk and a small bundle of herbs, offerings of peace. She knelt by the shore and whispered, Spirits of the river, I am Ajei, blood of Ajei. I come not to fish, but to listen. The wind fell silent. The river stilled, then slowly the surface began to glow, faintly blue as if it lit from beneath. Ajei felt her heartbeat weaken. From the depths, a voice rose. old, echoing yet gentle. Child of Ochen, you have remembered. Mist swirled into shapes, tall figures standing upon the water, their faces hidden behind veils of light. One stepped forward. Your grandfather laughed at the river's spirit. His pride chained him beneath the current, but you, child, bring humanity. And Ajei bowed her head. Can he be freed? The spirit extended a shimmering hand towards the water. Ripples moved in a circle, forming an image. A man kneeling underwater, still, eyes closed, his fishing net wrapped around him like a shroud. He waits for the name of forgiveness. The spirit said, "Say it, and the current will let him go." Ajei wept, for she did not know the word, but in her tears, one drop fell into the water, and the river glowed brighter. "Love," she whispered, "I forgive him. Let him rest." The water trembled, then became calm. A single white shell floated to the surface, the same kind that had been found when Ochen vanished. Ajei picked it up, and as she did, she heard the river's final whisper, "The river knows your name and blesses it." When she returned to the village, rain began to fall gently, the first in many dry months. The elders said the spirit of the river had finally been appeased. Peace with the unseen is made not through fear, but through understanding. The spirits do not hunger for sacrifice, only for respect. Years rolled by, and the story of Ochen and Ajei became a sacred family tale. The people of Ajei built a small shrine by the river bank, a place of peace and prayer. Every planting season, they poured milk into the water and spoke blessings so the river would bring rain and not floods. But as the world changed, roads cut through the land, tourists came with cameras, and engineers came with maps. They wanted to build a bridge across the river, right where the shrine stood. The villagers protested, but the officials laughed. "It's just a river," one man said. "We have science, not spirits." Among them was a man named Kamia, a civil engineer from the city. He had never believed in legends. When elders warned him not to clear the shrine, he smirked. We will finish this bridge in 2 weeks, he said. No ghost will stop us. That night, as bulldozers rumbled and torches glowed on the water, the air turned strangely cold. The river's surface rippled through wind. One worker shouted, "Boss, the lights, they are dimming." And then silence. Kamia looked down at the river. It was glowing faintly blue. Swirling like mist, he stepped closer, trying to record with his phone, and froze. In the reflection, he saw not his face, but that of a young woman, her eyes calm, her voice echoing softly. "You disturb what was made sacred." He stumbled back, dropping his phone into the water. The glow rose higher, and from the river came whispers. Dozens of voices, ancient and rhythmic. "The river knows your name. The river knows your name." Suddenly the ground gave way beneath him. Workers, scared as Kamia was pulled under, swallowed not by water, but by light. The current swirled violently and then stilled. By morning, his hard hat was found on the shore, and beside it a single white shell. The engineers abandoned the project. The villagers rebuilt the shrine and named that spot Obilo Ajei, the river's heart. Today, people still go there to pray, to pour milk, and to whisper their names to the river, not out of fear, but remembrance. And when the moon is full, you can still hear the soft murmur of voices rising from the water saying, "The river remembers." Even when man forgets, the river remembers. The moral of the story is, nature holds memory. What you disown in arrogance may one day call your name, not in anger, but in reminder that all life is connected. Seen and unseen. Hope you enjoyed the story. This river still flows through Ajei, calm, ancient, and alive. They say if you stand by the bank and whisper your name, the river will whisper it back. To remind you that nothing in nature ever forgets. This was the river that knows your name, told by Story Hub UK. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share for more African spiritual stories that live beyond time. I love you. Stay blessed.